Greetings, beautiful people. It's your girl, Yo. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Of course, you know I am. I still got my little antennas out, focusing, picking up the energy and information, receiving from the universe what I need to hear and what you need to hear because I want to share something with you. But first, I'm going to ask you a question, okay? Is home where the heart is? You know that saying, home is where the heart is. You heard that saying before. Haven't you heard it? Well, anyway, it's a saying that says, home is where the heart is. Well, here's my question to you. If home is where the heart is, why do so many of us rush and to get out of the home? Like, when you're in your parents' house, some of us used to say, oh, well, I know I was one of them. I can't wait till I get 18. I'm getting up out here. I'm leaving here. I'm getting out of here. And nowadays, I think the legal age to be considered grown is 21. But anyway, that was the dumbest thing sometimes I think that I've done. I don't regret anything that I've done. It's that you live, you learn. Well, let me just tell you what my receptors picked up and what my spirit picked up. Okay, a house divided falls, and we've been set up. We have been simply set up. We've been set up to fail in the sense that, you have a family structure, mom, dad, and the children. Okay? Well, mom and dad, they go out, they work as hard as they can work to provide for the family and everything, and to get the children of age so that they will be able to move out. Some of the parents that could afford to do it would save up money for college funds and all these different things to get the children out of the house, to give them a little boost to get out and to learn and to live or what have you. Okay, some of us didn't have that kind of setup, so some of us would just go ahead and get married or would do whatever, but we would leave home because it was the thing to do. You're of age, it's time to go. You gotta go. Now, if you're at home living with your parents and you're over that age limit, over that 18 or over that 21, you are considered to be some kind of a failure. You know how we women are? Most of you women out here think, well, this guy, oh, he 21 years old, or he 30 years old, or he 40 or 50 years old, and he's still living at home with his mama. He ain't nothing. He ain't no good. Well, I'm here to tell you, that's dumb. We've been trained to think that. Because if a guy is living home with his mom or his family, his mom or dad or his parents or what have you, and he don't have his own place, it doesn't mean that he don't always have the financial means to do so. He could be saving up his money and helping his parents out, and taking care of them, because maybe their money is short. They retired or something, and maybe he's helping them. As long as he's doing something that's contributing to the household and protecting the household, then he's what you consider to be a man. He's not a boy, he's a man. And see, what we women do, moms, what we do, dads, moms and dads, first thing we do is, oh yeah, you're a man. Ain't gonna be no man. A man in my house is gonna lay longer than I'm gonna lay, or something. We talk crazy stuff, especially a woman. We like, ain't no two women in the kitchen. Look, if mom and daughter are in the kitchen, daughter is over 21, or of the age to move out. Daughter bought the food in the house. Mama can cook it. What I'm saying to you guys is, we've been taught to think that you have to leave home when you get a certain age to get your own home and stuff. But I'm saying you're being set up because it's a house being divided. And nowadays, and it really started all the time, but now you can just think about this. These young males going out here trying to get an apartment or a place. They live by themselves. They go to work or whatever. They set up to fail. You can't protect them that way. They can't protect you that way. In other words, they can't protect you. They are way over there. And a daughter that moves out, get her own apartment or something, somebody could rape her or something like that, living by herself. I mean, it's just all kinds of crazy stuff that and it's not necessary for her to go nowhere. She could still go to her job and come back home in a house with her mom, dad, sisters, and everything still living in the home, and still be handling her business in life. Because chances are, the little 10-cent job that the man or the boy child or the female child, when they call themselves grown, go out in the streets to get that place, chances are their credit is going to be messed up, because they're not going to be able to meet the standards of paying a mortgage or paying rent on property without their credit, missing payments, so they mess up their credit. They're set up to fail. because the jobs that they're going to have are going to be mediocre. It's not going to be enough money for them to sustain themselves. So why not our family, black family, since I told you guys before that we're a tribal people, why don't we build up our own homes in our communities, in our tribe, by staying together? Because again, a house divided falls. Okay? Because when you children are running all out and doing y'all little thing, who's protecting your parents? Some would say, well, it's not the children's job to protect the parent. It is. And it is the parents' job to protect the children. We can work together. Then they said, well, I don't want to follow mom and dad rules. Well, you've been following mom and dad rules since the day you were born. You know your parents. You rather go out here and follow, if you go in and get an apartment, you got to follow the rules of the apartment complex. You understand that? You still got to follow rules. If you're going to get a home or mortgage loan or something like that, you got to follow them rules. It's going to be rules all your life. But why set yourself up to fail? And like I said, again, a house divided falls. We need to get back into living communion. Because if you think about it, if you ask your parents, why don't you ask your parents about your grandparents and your great-grandparents? I bet you any amount of money going all the way back in your generations, you'll find out that you had uncles and that lived with with your great-grandmama. They lived in the house until they were old and all that stuff. But you can see that wasn't nobody hungry, wasn't nobody sick. And if they were sick, they had people that in the households that could take care, family that could take care of you. They had daycare people. You didn't have to pay daycare expenses, you young women that's having children, and the man may be going about his business and you stuck with a baby calling yourself a single mama. You could be a single mama, but you can have grandma in the house. Grandma don't go nowhere. Grandma retired. Grandma can watch a child. It can just cut down and eliminate a whole lot of stuff. But we so busy running out here trying to do what everybody else is doing. I keep telling you guys, I'm telling you, you can't keep on doing what other people are doing, because what's good for the goose is not always good for the gander. Not always. See, and these other people, or these other races and religions, or a group of people, they had stuff handed down to them. They have property that's handed down to them that's paid for. So of course they can have that. They can go out and from their parents' house because great grandmama left this piece of land for so and so and so and so, and they could build on that and have it easier. But us, we black community, we have to start from scratch. You need to start thinking. We need to start thinking about these things. And stop trying to do what everybody else doing. And here's another thing I want to say, and then I'm going to let you go. We get mad at our cousins, black folks. And the cousins I'm talking about is the Mexicans. They cousins, they kinfolk down the line. They kinfolks. Do your research, you'll know that they kinfolks. What do? They do what we were doing. Because everybody copy off of us anyway. They do what you, but they still doing what we used to do. All of them get in the house and live in the house together. And then y'all running around here, black folks, running around here talking about, oh, these Mexicans taking over. They doing this, they doing that. No, they doing what they was taught to do. Just like what we was taught to do. You understand? We're the ones that stopped it. You see? You need to get back to what you know, because it's in your DNA. You ain't gonna be able to shake it. Because again, you wait till you get 18 or 21 and call yourself moving out your mom's house and all that stuff like that eventually. And I can tell you right now that some of y'all that I'm talking to right now was grown and everything, left your mom's house and all that. And a whole lot of y'all went back home, if it wasn't for a month or a couple of months, to regroup because something happened in your so-called adult life. But you still had to go back home to mom and daddy. See? Do that mean you weren't ready to go when you left? Not necessarily. It just means that you ain't had no business going, period. Because you belong at home. Because home is where the heart is. And a house divided do fall. And men that live in the house with their parents that's older or adult men, all of them are not mouses. Like a man or a mouse, all of them ain't mouse. Ain't a mouse or a mice or whatever you want to call them. They men. You understand? They could be taking care of their parents. We got some of them that don't do right, but I'm saying you got a lot of them that is doing right. Anyway, it's something that you might think about. Just roll that around in your head like you do with all of my your thoughts. I'm hoping that you do. And what applies to you, take it, But again, we're going to have to start getting back to it. Because as you can see what's going on in this world, you're going to have to come home to mama. You're going to have to come home to daddy. You're going to have to get together. Eventually, everybody's going to wind up being at home. Eventually. Y'all see how hard times are getting? So why don't you just start doing it now? Sell all these different houses y'all got. Get a big family meeting and say who gonna live where and who gonna live, you know, who gonna do what, and pile up. Let's get it together. I'm trying to tell you now. Then you don't have to go out there 9 to 5 and do all that, because everybody in the household is helping each other. You coming together. You don't have to call no plumber if the pipes break, because Uncle Billy, he know how to fix pipes. He went to school for that. He know how to do it already. You don't need an auto mechanic in the house, because you know, you got uncles that know how to fix cars, that live right in the house. Painters, all of that, because we know how to do. We know. Grandma know how to take a meal and one bean and make 50 meals out of a bean. We know how to. Let's get back into what we need to be doing. Handling our business and making home where the heart is. Okay? All right. Now, I know this was a long video, but I'm sure you got something out of it. At least I'm hoping that you did. I wish you peace, everybody. Enjoy your day.